Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Tiger Poker 10K Challenge. So we're getting back in on the tables. Seem to have everything up and running smoothly again. So it's good to be back. It's been a while. Like I said, the other videos, we're going to try to get that one. You'll probably see it before this, but up here in the top right corner, things calling a lot, so we're just betting value here, and for a hand, don't really see us being behind. He hasn't shown us. He's playing 80% of his hands. That did make a heart, but again, I think we're still ahead. He might have a jack here, but I think he would have raised this pre-flop. So we're just, the first bet was for value, second one was different. Here, just blind versus blind. A lot of craziness going on. We got a shove down here for 19. If we are behind, it's flip, and you know, if he's got anything else, we got him totally dominated. So it's a flip right now. We do have a 5 for a good shot and a club, so we hit the club down there. So we seem to have a little luck running. So here we got an open-ended. We're just gonna continue to bet against the big stack here that was going against us, and probably would just get it in there. If he would overshove, it could mean he was doing it with lots of hands. I think I would probably call that off. So Say It Ain't So contest is back on too. If you guys watched the last weekly update, we basically went ahead and put $15 in the pot because of all the last week's big mess ups, and so we're starting out at $15, and from the start of this video it looks like we've already racked up $1 or $2. It looks like. As for the virus and stuff, it looks like the 2+2 community is still battling with theirs. It looks like they are trying to get a lot of stuff in place before coming back online, which is good for us. And we're going to continue to watch this guy. We are short-handed, and this would be a hand that I'd love to go ahead and 3-bet. We're going to watch this guy. I hadn't been able to watch this as much, and he might be just trying to isolate to the player 4 who's calling everything. So we are going to watch. Player 4 seems like he's folding pretty quickly to the c-bet, even though he called us on that other board. But player 5 could be picking up on that too, and just going. So down here, I like the flop. We are going to go ahead and bet about half the pot, assuming that he's going to shove with any king or anything like that if he checked to us. Like I said, that was a good flop for pocket 5s. That he's going to give up a bigger percentage of time, even if he has a weaker pocket pair in there. And let's see, other news is I still haven't received anything from Bovada for this month's any promotions they are running. So as soon as I hear something, and I've been trying to get up to speed on everything since the last week and a half. It's pretty much been using the iPhone and an old laptop, but pretty much using the laptop to get everything back up and going on the other computers. So pretty much just using the iPhone, staying up what I could, but pretty much was not poker related on the follow-ups on that. So yeah, I'll dig back into Bovada pretty deep. So next time we come back on with another one, I should have all the information for you guys back up to date on everything there. Again, right now the tables are running sort of on the loose side, so we're looking at some hands that we might be able to 3-bet, and the guy like player 4 here we know is calling very light in 3-bets, that we're able to continuation bet on a lot of boards and pick up that pot, so it's very profitable. And then you know, up here we do have a big stack setting right to us. A little challenging, but he looks like he's playing a big percentage of his hands too, so we're going to be looking to get in with any kind of playable hand and see if we can hit something large against him. Let's see. So we got an okay hand up here. Kind of wait and see what player 5. Yeah, let's fix safe. If he ends up through 3-betting again, we're actually going to go ahead and do this hand. I don't like calling in the position I am, so it's either 3-bet or fold, and I think we have a chance. Even if he calls, our hand is playable here. So, and if any of these guys shove on us, we're definitely going ahead and calling them off. So our read was right. This guy was 3-betting these guys pretty lightly, so we're going to look to take advantage of that, seeing our position on him. You guys might notice I am wearing a kind of visor cap for the first time. That was due to the lady getting a little squirrely on the ears through here. She put a high side in, so look, I don't know, my wife says it's fine, but it kind of drives me insane. When I look in the mirror, I got one side it's cut up a lot higher than the other one, so probably going to be wearing a hat for the next week or so. I guess I am fortunate in the event that my hair does grow fast, but yeah, she nicked me on that one side, so I look kind of goofy walking around. So will be some hats in the next videos or so. Who knows, you guys might like it too. Got some poker hats. I'll probably dig out of the old closet back there and start throwing some poker hats on. Standard here, we're going to open up basically any pair. As loose as the table is, it's pretty much, you know, going to be profitable for us because they are giving up, they are calling. They didn't on that time, but you know they are. If you guys are watching, the tables are staying up there. You guys will see those how loose they are. And again, player 4 here with the bigger stack, he's already lost what, 1/10 of it, just playing way too many hands. So we're hoping to take advantage of him fairly shortly in the future too. And last month ended up being a pretty strong month for us based on the number of hours we got to play. I was very pleased with it. I think I ran hotter than usual in EV, and I really wanted to be folded to us here and open up against this guy. I like her hand. Definitely opening this hand up, and but this month we kind of start out really fast and strong, and then all of a sudden the wheels came off in that first session of the month. Unfortunately, the audio was not working right, so I will probably do a voiceover on that one because there was some good plays. Just showing you guys you shouldn't worry about when you got it in these certain situations. I mean, the people were just on fire, hitting 2 and 3 outers. I think the best a guy had against me in one of the hands was 6 outs. So he ended up hitting one of those. But yeah, so again, opening up, I think we're just going to flat here. Because we have the button, we get to see how everybody does. And probably even if player 1 would 3-bet it, I'd probably still call since I had the button here and was able to make some plays. Let's see, we got one guy left to act after us, and we did open here, so let's see if we can steal it with the ace on board. And if we can't, we're going to hope to, he's on a heart draw. I mean, doing his stack size, we throw one more bet into this pot. Here's the dilemma we're in. So if we bet again, we're pretty much going to call off for a gut shot on this guy. And you know, if he has the ace, he goes ahead and he's going to shove, which he just did. Couldn't even get it out of my mouth. And if he was on the heart draw, he's probably doing the same too. But we just don't have anything. So if we bet, say we even bet $5, then he called and or shoved on us, then we're looking at having to call off almost for a lot, especially if we betted 10 at half pot there. We pretty much can't get even with a gut shot at that time. We're just going to unfortunately bite the bullet and call him off with that one. So there we're kind of stuck where, we tried on the flop, just one little small bet, and it didn't work out. He actually had a hand. So we usually give that one up and move on. But good thing is if let's say he had a weak ace on that flop and he did check behind us and we hit it, then we're probably going to get him to call the river with about any bet we throw out there. Especially if his weak ace two-paired him with our gut shot 8 there. So again, we know player 4 is probably calling. Player 5 might try to raise it again. If we do, we're going to 3-bet again. He didn't, so we are actually going to do the same thing ourselves. We are out of position a little bit, so we're going to make it a little bit larger because we don't want player 1. If he shoves, of course, we're calling now, and then the only one we may not call off would be player 4. He's not aggressive. So if he would make it if he would have made it like 62, we'd fold. And here we're just like, if he's got a 9, we don't want him to draw out to overs. So we were going to price it pretty heavy. Our hand does have a lot of cards we don't want to see after that. So we got the best flop force for our hand. If an ace came out or something like that, I'd probably still be okay with making that same bet. But that's and then if he overshoves with like an ace 9 type of hand or something like that, or if he did have the spade, we're definitely just going to go ahead and call that off, seeing we had a blocker. I believe we had a blocker that hand. Did we have a blocker? Yes, we had the 10 of spades. So we had a blocker on him too. So we definitely would have snapped any over re-raise there. Down here in this table, I don't recall up to this point player 1 opening raises. He's called some bets, but not open raised. And now we're sort of getting crazy odds here that we're just going to flat call. I'd fix and say I'd rather see the king than the queen. And here I don't see any reason for us to bet. Because ace king is definitely in his range and we want somebody else. And now we've actually picked up one of the better cards for us. And you have to rule out if somebody's got a set of 6s or 7s or queens, then so be it on that one. And here we're just, we probably would see these two guys call, and we would have had a decent flop for us, but we really don't know what these two guys were going to do. And so here we might see somebody call with Jack 10 now, so we might get some value out of this right here. If somebody did really just shove a whole stack, I mean, 40 shoves we call, but if 3 shoves 100, I don't know much about him, that we'd probably have to go ahead and sign the 6s or 7s to him. And that card we want to price in here for our price and try to get a little value out of him. So, if he had, what is it? He had a gut shot, then he would hit here, or if he had 4-5. So he raises a 31, so 4-5. We're definitely going to call. He had 9-10, so he had a gut shot where he was calling. So you're kind of like, there. It's just unfortunate for us. But still, we're going to make a bet to where he raises, that we get the call, and then unless he shoves the whole stack. And we're just going to have to suck it up and move on about that one. So here again, we're just going to flat call. I mean, I guess he had a double gutter, so there's another 6-outer that sort of hit on us. It's getting sort of comical, I guess. But so far we've lost pots to 6-outers and below. So I guess we'll take that anytime. You know, here we got the nut spade draw. So unless he's got a set of 9s or 3s, that's the only hands we kind of worry about at that time. But we're still getting it in. So we've seen what the guy did before, and here we have position. So we're definitely going to call, and it's not because we're pissed off at him. We just know that he's probably going to pay us off a bigger percentage of the time. And we're going to bet value. So, you know, this hand here, we're you know, pocket pair is the only hand that we're worried about at this point in time with him. You know, he could have like an ace-10, but ace-jack, ace-queen, ace-king is the type of hand that he's going to do that with too. So here we're going to see if we can just go ahead and pick this pot up. And he called off one bet, so it could be value, and we do still have our gutter ball, double gutter, I guess, that we could actually do the same thing he did to us, but he sort of give that one up on that play. But again, we wasn't targeting him because we were pissed off or anything like that. We're targeting him because he was actually the way he played the hand. We know we're going to get value out of him. Or he, you know, when he bets stronger like that, it's usually a whiffed ace-queen, ace-king type of hand. Maybe ace-jack. And here, you know, we 3-bet over here, but we kind of want these two guys to play against and stay in the pot. And for the odds we're getting, we're playing it for a different reason. We're looking to probably continue on with the hand. So this guy has been like super aggressive. He's basically betting and then turn around and betting pot every time. So we are going to wait a little bit stronger hand because I don't think he may not give up, seeing how short he is. He might just have like a jack queen or something type of those hands and just say the hell with it and shove his money in there behind you on that kind of board. So we're going to look for a little bit more equity in our hands when we're coming after him. So the good thing is we know just go ahead and check to him. He's going to pretty much bet pot. So we definitely, if we hit something, then we can look to re-raise at that time. We're not going to lead out into him. So here it's a pretty good flop as soon as we open. We're going to see what the button guy does. And he did exactly what I thought he would do, and we're definitely going to call with the 1 diamond out there. We're not going away in the hand. And so if he's bluffing there, now he's got a bigger pot to where he's going to have to bluff off half his stack. So he's probably not going to do that unless he just really does have the hand. So this bet will either say he has a hand, or I don't feel like he's going to be bleeding off half his stack. So he could have like pocket 6s or something like that. And we're actually going to bet half pot. So if he has a king-jack type of hand, king-queen, he's going to fold out to us. Maybe an ace-10 hand like we had, and saying that we had a pocket pair. So I like going ahead and betting into him there. So he's either raising, but it gives us a chance to pick up the pot, and it puts him on a tough one, because we noticed we only had to bet because of his stack sizing a smaller portion of the pot there, and I think it's just a profitable play for us. So player 3 doesn't seem to care about shorties and what their ranges are. I mean, and I don't recall player 5 really playing a hand till then, so I'm kind of impressed. But just goes to show that player 3 is going to be somebody who is just looking at their 2 cards and not even thinking about what the other person has during the hand. And so, here's going to be probably a good one. Maybe he'll raise. He is somewhat aggressive pre-flop. I figured, no, he didn't even call. So, here we're going to raise it up. Of course. We're definitely not limping. So we got 1 caller. So we got ace, ace, 9. Pretty good flop for us. Here we already got a heads up, so I'll make all of our other decisions. So here we're going to check, and then here we're just going to go ahead and lead, because once before, if he has queen 10 type of hand, something like that, thing is with the double aces, we have to put the guy and say he doesn't have an ace. Now he might have a weak ace, who knows? So there's a queen on the river. We're going to assume he has a pocket pair. So we bet, and then the aggressive guy leads out. And he leads out for half pot. So the other times he was betting half pot. Pot. I think he was bluffing, and now he's betting half pot. So he flat called and bet half pot. So does he have a queen here? Well, next time I need to hit the time bank. So what we're trying to come up with there is that when he does this type of play, does it mean that he's actually strong, whereas before he was weak? Now, my initial read is yes, when he's been betting pot, he is pretty much just weak, and we're looking for some spot to actually have some equity so we can go after him, either a stronger draw or actually have some type of pair. So when he actually flat calls and then leads out for a half pot, which is a play, by the way, if you are looking to float somebody sometimes and you think they're BSing on the flop bet, it's a play to do that. You can call and then lead out half pot, so if they really didn't have any connectivity to the board, they're going to fold out. We did have pocket 3s. Now the thing is, if I had pocket 6s, I don't think there was a 6 on the board. Yeah, so if we had pocket 6s, 7, or 8s, different story there. So, I'm probably just going to flat call that and see what he does on the river. So with 3s though, let's say he's getting frisky with like an ace 7, maybe of diamonds, or an ace 3. Seems he had a gut shot there, maybe. Seems like something he could have done. Or he could have had like ace 2 or an ace 4. So here he is again. Again, we're just looking, we are burning a little bit of money here, but we are looking to hit something on the flop, check to him, and see what he does then. So here, if he sees if he's going to bet the pot, so he bet half pot. So we probably will go ahead and get it in against him. So we got a backdoor draw. We really want to get player 4 out of the way. He does shove. So he has king 9. There's his heart. So again, if you guys did notice, he bet half pot instead of pot. So again, when he is betting pot, he is weak. And when he's betting half pots, he is on the other side of it. So we did go down somewhat. It was just unfortunate he had dot pair and a draw. But oh well, So we know now when he bets half pot, just go ahead and shove it all in on him, and he'll fold out. The only problem is you can't make that play when player 4 is right behind you playing loose, and we know that he could just wake up with a hand, and then we're stuck, getting called off and we have the worst hand. So just making a small raise there is, I think, a much better play for us in that. So, and then we're going to reload up here too on that table. This one over here, the 5-7, definitely a hand I like flatting in. We have Guy who's been opening up a lot of pots before, and so yeah, we're gonna get rid of this because, I mean, even on his weaker side, that's got to be somewhat in his range, or, you know, and you can go both ways. So there's the guy where we were talking about before. He could have some kind of weak ace hand, so he actually flopped 2 pair, and the other guy had a draw. They're definitely both getting it in there. And actually, because I was talking about those hands, I didn't realize that I would have made the bet down there with our aces bigger. So actually min raised the guy. Don't know how we did that, but I guess we got $3 more out of him. But and that's just a terrible play, people. Just don't min raise your aces. It's a telltale that's your hand. You're playing it face up. So the other thing is, if he had pocket jacks or 10s, maybe he's calling that flop 9s or 8s. Seeing it was all low flop. If he had kings, he's going to probably raise this. Queens, probably re-raising this again. But with that, man, back doors are everywhere, ain't they? So unfortunately, our one guy left that we were pinpointing to the tee, and then we have a new guy set down, player 5, who took his money right off the bat, going with a flush draw. So table, I think, is still very profitable, and you see player 5 just called a large 3-bet. I don't think player 6 has really played a hand up to this point, so be interesting to see how this one plays out. I guess if he had king 10, he hits. I don't know why he would check. He could be on a spade draw. And player 6 has kings. He probably shutting down here, just from his playing style. Now he probably will call a pot bet or less here with player kings, but you have pots that. So you'd have to assume that Mr. was on some type of maybe 9-10 or spade draw at that time, the way the hand played out from there going forward. Alright guys, well, I think we're going to call it quits on this episode. Until next time guys, good luck at the tables.